YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back. I'm gonna throw in some multiplayer battles here because I haven't done one in a while. So let's think of something fun to do here. We'll do 1v1. Have fun, just so people know it's some simple game, not some crazy competitive something. Just anybody can join. I'm doing multiplayer battle list just so that I can set a few rules. It's probably more likely to be a slightly abusive scenario if I go into a quick battle. And I played on the map Alexandria last time, so let's pick a slightly different map. Let's see. Let's play on Migdol. I like that one. Okay, it looks like I have an opponent here. So I'll just say hello. Max 2 elephants. And max 2 chariots, please. That's the only rules that I really care to have right now, and I'm not sure that it necessarily balances the game, but whatever, it'll do something. And I think I'm going to play as Bactria, since they're new. So that'll be fun. Let's see, I'm going to get a Bactrian Royal Cab for my general. I'm going to take 2 Bactrian Royals, 2 Hellenic Cataphracts. Let's see, grab 2 of these Bactrian Light Horse. And I don't have to worry about chariots or elephants because my opponent's chosen Macedon, so not a big deal. These Eastern Slingers aren't bad. I'm going to grab a couple of Eastern Slingers. Actually, I don't know if I want 4. I'll take 3 of them. And these Eastern Javelin Men have a brutal attack. So I'm going to take a couple of Eastern Javelin Men. So I've got some skirmishing and a decent cav component here. It's nothing spectacular on the cav, but decent. I'm going to definitely want some war elephants, so I'll bring a couple of Indian war elephants. Now I need some infantry. So I just kind of want an infantry line that can kind of hold its own for a little while. Wow, those scale thorax hoplites have a really high melee defense, even for hoplites. Interesting. Not the best attack or anything, but not bad. So let's get a bunch of thorax pikemen. We'll get... Ooh, I've actually got too much of this other stuff here. Let's chuck one of the light horse. I'm going to need at least 5 of these thorax guys. And let's see, what else do I want to bring? I might bring a couple of these Bactrian hillmen. I'll just cut one of my javelin units. So I'm going to be certainly outmatched in the... In fact, I don't need that other light horse. I should be fine from a horse standpoint. I'm going to go ahead and bring 2 of those javelins. So the javelins will help me pick at his heavy infantry. The slingers will help me whittle down any skirmishers that he brings. I'm going to put a little bit of upgrades on these hillmen, and the reason for that is to hopefully get their morale up just a little bit. It's still going to be pretty bad. Not so much for the attack of it, I just have some money left over and figure I might as well throw it onto these hillmen. So that'll take their attack up just a little bit. If you look at their weapon damage, it's split 16 and 16 between armor piercing and standard. He just left the game. I guess I took too long. Whoops. My bad. I don't know, these thorax pikemen are pretty crappy. I'm thinking about switching them out for the scale hoplites, because they have such huge melee defense. That's even bigger than a lot of the Roman units. They don't have the best armor though, 65 armor. I mean, that's pretty high, but nor the best morale. Interesting. Maybe I'll just bring a couple of thorax pikemen. We'll put 3 of them, and then I'll get a couple of these hoplites because they're a little more flexible. Oh, looks like someone else has joined the game, but it doesn't look like they have. Oh, there's a spectator. Forgot I had a spectator slot turned on, so sorry you all are having to sit here while nothing's going on. We'll see what happens, see if someone will join up. I shouldn't have taken so long. There we go. So I'll say hello, Max, to Ellie's, Max, to Chariots, please. He's also selected Bactria. I don't really feel like doing a Bactria on Bactria battle. He seems okay with the rules. So, if he's going to stick with Bactria, I'll, I will switch. He's asking Bactria versus Bactria. I'm going to tell him I'll switch. So, I'm going to play as... Too hard to tell apart. So that's why I don't want to do the two, because if I make a video out of it, it'll be too hard to tell apart. I'll actually go with Pontus. So it'll still be a similar matchup, but a little different. I'm going to get 4 of these Pontic Royal Cav, a couple of Scythe Chariots, few Eastern Slingers, couple of Eastern Javelin Men, and then I'll pack the rest with Bronze Shield Pikemen. I'll get 5 Pikemen and let's see. Let's get a couple of these hoplites. That ought to work. So I've got javelins to deal with elephants, slingers to deal with skirmishers, scythe chariots to deal with infantry, and then Pontic Royal Cav can probably hold its own in a cav fight. It's got very good health, good charge, decent stats. It'll lose to Hellenic Cataphracts, but ought to do well against Bactrian Royal Horse. So at least I think. So that'll be my thoughts for now. I'll just throw some upgrades on these hoplites just for the sake of having something upgraded. Get ready when you are. GLHF. Alright, so I think we're ready for a battle. So it will be me as Pontus, my opponent as Bactria. The map is Migdol. It'll be an interesting matchup. I have chariots, he has Indian elephants. Both of us have a particular strength. Infantry-wise, my men ought to be superior. Skirmishing, we're equivalent. Cav department, he has a slight edge if he goes with Hellenic Cataphracts. But I would have an edge in the sense that Pontic Royal Cav is going to be more cost-effective than Hellenic Cataphracts. So the battle's getting started. The Battle of Migdol. I haven't played much online. In fact, I want to say I've only played one or... I guess I played those few games with Unicorn Attack and a couple with Jonas Knee. So I guess I played a few games in Patch 7 multiplayer. I haven't played a lot. I've just been having a lot of fun with the campaign and haven't needed to spend much time in multiplayer to keep myself entertained. On Shogun 2, I think I enjoyed the multiplayer more than I did the campaign. Not necessarily the case in this game, and I'm not trying to say that means the multiplayer in this game isn't enjoyable. I think it is. I think the quick battles and ladder are kind of a mess, but if you're just playing to have fun with people, I find this game to be quite good. I'm gonna put all my guys into pike formation from the start. Put them in not super thick ranks, but slightly thicker ranks. Hoplites on the flanks to help shore them up. Chariots, so I'm gonna do something a little weird here. I'm actually gonna put my chariots all the way up front. The only thing that I'm worried about with my chariots is gonna be cav and missiles. And missiles, not even so much, unless it's an extended volley of javelins or something. And you all see why I'm going to do this. With chariots being as strong as they are, there's really no sense in not putting them up front. Because if your opponent leaves his infantry unguarded, or without cav being in a good position to guard them, they can get completely decimated. So I do have my guys on skirmish mode. I'm going to leave them there, and I'm also going to leave them on fire at will for the time being. These guys, however, out of skirmish mode, out of fire at will, and if I need to, I'll put them into flaming missiles to take down, or to run elephants amok. But the javelins are specifically my anti-elephant units, so it's very important that I keep them alive. Okay, we got one locked group there in the center. And then my chariots. Okay. Alright, so I'm ready to take my opponent on here. If I don't talk the entire time, I apologize, as I'm going to try and be strategizing. Not sure what my opponent's going to do. In general, though, my pikes are going to be a holding force to hold a certain area while skirmishers do their work, and obviously I'm going to be working the flanks with side chariots, hoplites, and cav. So, pretty straightforward strategy here. Okay, my Bactrian opponent has lined himself up. I'm going to try and grab this position in the woods to maybe gain a skirmishing advantage. Again, the only units I need to be scared of with my chariots is really heavy cav or elephants.
Riders at the double.
My opponent's got 3 Eastern Slingers, looks like 3 Thorax Pikemen, a Bactrian Royal Guard on either flank, and then 3 Thorax Swords in the back. Here's the Bactrian Royal Guard, pretty cool looking unit. Pikes, Thorax Swordsmen, and he's got some Indian Armored Elephants. Those are the things that I'm going to have to be worried about. He's got a Hellenic Cataphract and 2 Bactrian Royal Cav. So I'm actually doing okay in the Cav department. Infantry-wise, he does have me outmatched, though, I think. I think my bronze shields are a little better than his Thorax units. I'm going to try and gain a superior skirmishing position here, though, from these woods. I'm actually going to take my general this way. I'll bring 1 cav here. I'm going to leave 1 cav on that flank and then bring another to this side. And I'm going to start pushing the right flank. So I'll go harass from this side with this cav, and then I'll leave my main cav force to face his own here. The thing is, my opponent's going to have pretty decent infantry support. So my basic idea, at least from what I'm thinking right now, I'll start skirmishing a little, but eventually I'm just going to rush my chariots right here, straight into the front of his line for a disruption. I'll follow that up with my my Thorax Pikes right along that line, so kind of do a follow-up with it. But only once I feel confident, and then I'm gonna have to keep these Eastern Javelin men safe from his elephants, because that's my only recourse against his elephants. He might use his elephants against my chariots, which would be good for me, because if he does, then that'll leave me in a good position. What kind of units are those? Eastern Slingers? I'm going to move my chariots to kind of just somewhat on the flank here. Okay. He could intercept my chariots with these cav. That would be a worry. I am going to go ahead and skirmish a little bit with my Eastern Slingers.
Advance at speed! Hold at speed, Commander! Double time! Advance at speed! Riders, at the double! Understood!
Okay, I've started the skirmish fight. He's used precision shot, which means his guys will get tired. Wow, his Eastern Slingers have big old shields. Do mine? They do as well. Okay. Well, he's used precision shot, and I think he's focus firing. I'm not. But I'll just let the fight go and see what happens. I'm not particularly concerned about his slingers. I'm just curious to see what happens here, because since he used precision shot and focus fire, he'll probably do better, to be honest.
The men are wavering.
And he does have 2 units of elephants.
Back, withdraw!
I'm thinking the focus fire is probably smarter than what I did. Oh, I had 4 slingers. Forgot about that. I probably left a unit behind. Or did I? No, I don't have 4 slingers. I don't know why I was thinking I had 4. I got my javelin men confused. Well, actually, it looks like I am going to win the skirmish fight, or at least get close to winning it. Okay, I think I'm going to put my force into operation. I'm going to start marching my pikes forward. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for his, I'm going to do a frontal charge. Follow up with this here. Okay, my chariot attack is incoming. He's gone into square formation. I'm going to try and keep my chariots moving. I'm not going to do too many pull-through orders, though.
The men are wavering.
Again, my chariot's going down rather quickly, which is to be expected. Okay. My 2 javelin men. He's got his elephants chasing my Bactrian cab over here.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay, I think my opponent's made a few mistakes here. Chasing my men in a few spots where he shouldn't. My bronze shields have caught one of his Bactrian cav here. Got a good trample charge there. His elephants are too far away from the fight at the moment. His general is going to get killed. Some of my chariots really did well as a distraction force. Don't want these guys throwing their javelins. Got a good outflanking maneuver there. I'm actually going to pull these hoplites out of there. Keep running away with this cav, keep him distracted. He's got some thorax units into me there. The pike fight was relatively close, actually. I should be mopping up that cav fight. Or no, those are Hellenic cataphracts. I shouldn't have bunched up like I did in that fight. The infantry fight's actually closer than I want, so I'm going to use my javelin men to turn it.
The men are wavering.
My pikes did quite well, though, but I'm going to use my javelins. Got my guys away there. Yeah, I see my javelin men just ripping the front of his formation here. These eastern javelin men are going to be brutal. I can use them right here on those Bactrian guard.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Got my slingers. How did his elephants catch my cav? Kind of curious how that happened. I didn't realize they were that fast. This battle's not over yet, unfortunately. I'm gonna beat his swords there. My javelins decimated his Bactrian Royal Guard. Still got a couple of pike units. I'm gonna win this fight against the cataphracts, I think. I gotta save these javelin men for his elephants, though. I've gotta cease my attack.
This is a shameful display.
He did manage to get my cav, or no, I got away with my cav over here. Let's bring it back. Protect my missiles. My missiles are going to be critical to getting rid of those elephants. Wow, those Hellenic cataphracts are just beastly. 2 units of Pontic Royal Cav, and they're still hanging on. And I got a pretty good trample charge. Of course, they probably got a better charge. What are you doing? Save your ammo. Okay, there should be a morale penalty on the elephants now, with most of the army being gone. My opponent definitely shouldn't have run his elephants that far out of the fight. Okay, let's get my javelins ready. I don't have enough javelins to use. Okay, I just got a really good volley of javelins on those elephants. I'm out of ammo with one of my units, though. My opponent very well could still win this match. did kill a number of his elephants there, though.
The men are wavering.
Let's see if we can get some XP damage. Okay, those ones ran amok, and I'm going to get a trample charge from behind on these elephants while they're stationary.
Awaiting order! Javelin men!
Okay, 1 unit elephants is gone. Trample charge, all the missile fire. You've got to concentrate missile fire on elephants to have any chance of destroying their
The
HP.
battle is turning in our favor.
My opponent's either on purpose or just whatever going for my skirmishers, which is smart. That's what he should do. But you see I kind of just tried to block my men up and stand them still. But that was definitely still a little bit scary for me, seeing his elephants be there at the end, because those guys are powerful. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be a costly victory for me. Save the replay. Whoops. I never know which one I'm on. 67 maybe? Okay, there we go. So good game to my opponent. It was fun. Enjoyed that one. Press any key to continue. Let's say GG. Another. See if he wants to play again. Okay, yeah, he wants to play one more. So I'll select a different map. Played on Alexandria in the last one. Arce. Athenae. Let's play on this one. This ought to be fun. Alright. So he's going to play as Rome. That'll be an interesting choice. Not sure who I want to use against Rome. Rome is quite powerful, and it's not always a great idea to be skirmishing against them. If I use Bactria, I'd have to use my Indian elephants really well. I'll try Bactria. Let's pick a warrior just for the war cry. Maybe use that in combination with my elephants. I'm gonna go for a relatively simplistic build. Let's see. Just trying to think here. These thorax swordsmen, if I remember right, yeah, they're pretty terrible. Well, elephants are gonna have to be my reliance, and I'm going to go with 2 of them, just the regular variety. Bactrian Royal Cav for my general. A couple of Hellenic Cataphracts. 1 more Bactrian Cav. We're going to need... Let's go with... let's just go with standard pikemen, just for the cost-effective sense, and I'll just put a front of 4 of them. I'm going to get 3 Eastern Javelins. Actually, go with 4 Eastern Javelins. He's going to have Balearic Slingers, which will outclass my guys. I'm going to go with 4 Eastern Javelins. I'm going to bring a couple of just really cheap Eastern Spearmen to absorb a Roman charge in front of these Thorax Pikemen, maybe disrupt the guys a little. Let's think. So I've got 1740 yet. My javelins will help destroy his infantry. I should have a clear cav advantage with this stuff here. What I'll do is just bring some of these scale hoplites to hold the flanks. Wow, these guys have a lot better morale and better armor, but they cost significantly more as well. I could probably get 3 of these guys. No, only 2. Well, if I'm only going to get 2 units, I'd rather get the Bactrian Royals. Okay. This is going to be risky because I think Rome holds an advantage here, so good luck, have fun. I've got to capitalize on my cav advantage, and I've got to make use of these Eastern Javelin men. So, let's start the battle. And again, those Eastern Spearmen are just for absorbing the charge of Roman infantry. The Roman infantry ought to do pretty well against my pikes, even from the front. But yeah, the Eastern Spearmen just throw away units here to be used as I see fit. I'll try and pick the best situation I can to throw them away. They could also soak up missiles if my opponent did go heavy on Balearic Slingers or Syrian Archers. He may have very well brought Syrian Archers trying to take out my elephants. I find Peltist, as you all saw in that last battle, I find Peltist to be a lot more useful against elephants and chariots. For some reason, I just don't see Archers killing them that fast. I prefer to stick to Javelin men. I could be wrong, but that's just what I see for right now. Alright, so we're set up here. So again, we're just going to set up a zone of pikes against the front. I'm going to make it relatively thin lines. Javelin men behind them, not on fire at will. I want to be able to choose my targets. I'm going to put a Bactrian Royal on either flank to help hold the flank. These guys ought to be able to hold out for a while, and they have good morale. Missile absorption, charge absorption, Eastern units right here in the front. I meant to do it where we were attacking from these directions. I have the map set up wrong, so I'm attacking from the low ground, which is not good. Okay, so I'm going to put a Bactrian Royal Cav and a Bactrian Cataphract on either flank, preceded by an elephant. And some of you might be upset at me about the way I used my chariots in that last video. It's not the most effective way to use chariots if you're wanting them to get a lot of kills, but they accomplished what I wanted to, which was to disrupt his entire army, where I could lead a coordinated attack. So I was basically just going for all disruption there. If you want more kills out of your chariots, you need to charge from the flanks, from behind, with support of your army, because you saw how fast mine routed without having extra army support. Let's get these two Bactrian Royals out of formation attack. Same thing with my pikes. Okay. And let's go into the chat. Have fun. I'm going to have to draw my opponent down off the hill, which is not good because I don't really have an army for that. So I might just, I might initially move forward this way and then try and start flanking with my entire army in this direction, and that'll see if I can get my opponent, if he's lined up here, to maybe get him to turn facing that way. Yeah, get him to turn to where his men, I think, would actually be facing this direction, where maybe we can line up in between these two hills. I'll see what I can do. And I'll try and accomplish that actually by maybe, need to get my drawing tool turned off. Maybe by starting more over here. So let's do that.
We await your orders. General! General!
Okay. Alright. Okay, my opponent's already in position there. And he does have a lot of Balearic Slingers. A lot of Balearic Slingers. So those Eastern Javelin men hopefully will pay for themselves here. I'm going to move my army over here in an attempt to draw my opponent down. So those Balearic Slingers are not really a risk to my elephants immediately, but with that many of them, which is 5, he can put down a lot of HP damage. I can't yet tell whether or not his Legionnaires are in formation. I saw some Triarii on that flank. There's some more here. But it looks like a center of armored Legionnaires. I don't see any Praetorian Guard support, but let's see. So if he's got 5 Balearic Slingers, he's spent approximately 2,000 talents on that. So 5 of these guys at 700, so that's roughly 3,500. So he's got 55, maybe almost 6,000 tied up. Plus the 2 Triarii, 7,000 or 8,000. So he's got some cav hidden somewhere. He's got his Legatus there. He's putting question marks there. I'm not sure what that's all about. So I'll see what he means. I'm gonna put these guys in. Oh, there was his cav. He's got some Praetorian cav coming at me. I'm gonna engage it with my elephants.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
He must have had this set up, and maybe he was wondering why I was charging straight towards his hidden units. It was just coincidence. No, no! I didn't get a charge.
Our general is under attack.
I should win this fight with my Indian elephants over there, though. My general is going to be in danger momentarily. He's got 2 Praetorian Guard coming out of hiding over here, and they are unsupported. So I'm going to go try and rip them up with my cav and elephants. Indian war elephants are probably going to help turn this fight into my favor. I'm not going to use the trample with my Hellenic cataphracts because I don't want to exhaust them yet. Yeah, these Praetorian Guards are very exposed.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
They are somewhat close to spear support though, so if I take them out, I'm going to have to take them out quickly. And in order to try and keep those Balearic Slingers from getting my cav and elephants, there we go. Good. I can now start putting pressure on this flank. We wrapped up this cav. Okay, my Praetorian Guard, those Praetorian Guard, I charged them uphill with my elephants. I'm hoping to throw a quick rear charge on here. And I'm actually going to charge those Triari with my cataphracts because they're not braced. And then I'm just going to pull out. That forced them to stand still. Okay. Pull my guys into here. Okay. Managed to save most of my cataphracts. My elephants are going to die in this kind of fight, but I'm absorbing a lot of resources from my opponent. Gonna have cav on the hill behind him, and I should get a flank charge with these elephants. Okay, my eastern infantry are gonna do their job of bunching up the main Roman attack.
The men are wavering.
I'm gonna do an elephant charge into the back of there. Keep my general free. Just get into his skirmishers. I'm just going to use these Royal Bactrians to go further pin down. Looks like I got into the pack of those Legionnaires with my elephants.
The men are wavering.
Let's see if we can hit a rear charge onto these Triarii with my general. I'll hit them with a war cry when I charge them, see if that can put them out. My guys are a little bunched up here.
This is a shameful display.
Okay, I'm gonna get my cav out of that fight. Try and bring in my Hellenic cataphracts from behind over here.
The men are wavering.
My general's gonna die. I'm not sure I like the way this is turning out. I think I've misused my elephants. But my general's alive. I've got a bunch of his stuff pinned up on the hill. His men are somewhat isolated.
The enemy general is dead.
Enemy general's dead. My cataphracts ought to at least keep all that infantry tied up for a while, where hopefully I can gain an advantage in the remaining fight here. His Balearic Slingers are vulnerable again. So my Bactrian Royal Guards here holding down all these Triarii. I'm probably going to pull out of that fight. Try and replace them with these infantry. Balearic Slingers are gone. Okay, I can now get these cav out of the fight. Oh, these are infantry. Never mind. I shouldn't have pulled them out. Okay, got some more infantry free here. Okay, with my remaining cav, I can probably gain some type of advantage here. Let's see if we can get these cav in a position to do a hammer and anvil. Just going to bring my general over here to inspire my men. I do think this is going to end up working out. And I've totally forgotten about my javelin men. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I could have been using these guys the whole game.
Pikemen! Hunt them down!
Let's get my pikemen to hurry to that
Men
fight.
are wavering.
Okay, my pikemen here are mobbing these Triarii. I'll actually use my,
At speed!
I'll come use my javelin men since I've grossly misused them here. My opponent's definitely going to win this fight here.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay. Just put these guys on fire at will. That Triarii is about to die.
Javelin men!
Okay, my javelins ought to cause a ferocious amount of damage at this point.
Awaiting orders! Steady men! Steady! Orders!
Okay, my opponent's blobbed up, charging me too. There's a hail of javelins coming in.
Our favor.
And I've got more infantry coming. I'm just going to let my javelins eat these guys up. So ended up being an alright situation for me. Let's watch these Hellenic cataphracts charge the flanks of those legionnaires. That's going to be a gruesome charge. Whoa, check out that legionnaire going flying into those pikes. So, alright, good game to my opponent. So, 68 I think. Save succeeded in battle. That was fun. Hope you all enjoyed these battles. If you think that this game's not any fun in multiplayer, my suggestion to you is to go play it on the battle list and make rules that you think make it fun. I do agree that there's some things that need to be balanced, but there's some stuff that I think is fun about the game, and I think you should go take a chance to enjoy it. There's a lot of different factions, there's a lot of different units, and if you just put some caps of your own in there and some rules, I think you could do a lot of fun historical recreations. I'm probably going to work on doing some of those in the future too. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing off for now.